Alright, I have a customer with a fishtails that's long distance, and we're going to be swapping out the DMD driver board. And since I'm going to go ahead and test this board before I send it out, I'll bring you along with the process so you can see how you would swap the board and ship it if needed. So I have this unshopped fishtails sitting here, so I'm going to use this as a test platform. First of all, I plugged it in and turned it on just to verify that it works correctly as far as the display, and it does. So I'm going to turn it back off, and then I'll show you how to get into the back box to swap the board out. First, locate your back box keys, assuming it's locked. So most of the time I find them on a hook inside the coin door. So these are right here. Sometimes I also see them hanging here. Just look anywhere on the coin door. Also, maybe if you just bought the game, they could be somewhere in the coin box, or sometimes they're on the same key ring as the coin door key. Now you're going to locate the back box lock. Insert the key. Usually not that much of a struggle. And turn. Now it's unlocked. Now we're going to remove the back glass or translate. Lift from this plastic channel right here. Go up. Pull the bottom of it out and then go down. And I'm going to set this aside. Normally the light panel doesn't just swing open on its own, so this is, let's see. Here we go. This is how you'll likely find it. If we just ship the game to you, sometimes you'll see a screw in here for shipping so that it doesn't do what this one just did. But, so remove that screw if you need to. If it's already removed, you can lift this latch and open it. And this is the DMD driver board that we're going to be swapping out today. It's the one in the upper right. First, I recommend taking a picture with your phone of where all the connectors go so that you can refer to it later. They are keyed, but it helps to have that picture just in case if you panic later and forget where things go. Before you touch any circuit board, try to ground yourself so that if you have static built up, you don't discharge this static into one of the chips. So the side rails in this game are grounded, so you could just touch the side rail, you might feel a little static spark and you'll be discharged. Alright, so I'm going to unplug the cables. So starting with the ribbon cables, you'll notice there's a red stripe on the cable. That indicates where it plugs into pin 1. Often, but not always, pin 1 will be printed on the board. So pull by the connector itself, gently jiggle it out. If you yank it out from one side, you might bend a pin, so just try to do it gently, and there you can see where pin number 1 is marked. Okay, let's do the next one. And the next one. This is a long one. It can just kind of lay like this. Then we've got these other connectors, so grab by the plastic connector and gently jiggle it out. Might help to use 2 hands. That one came out really easily. Sometimes they're in there a little tighter and you have to jiggle them a little bit more. This one was pretty easy. Next, we're going to loosen the screws, but you don't have to take them fully out. So you'll see Phillips screws at the corner. You just have to loosen them a little bit and then the board will slide up. You'll see. So grab a Phillips screwdriver. It could just be kind of a regular medium-sized one. I happen to have this really long one here. Again, make sure you're grounded. Loosen each Phillips screw a few turns. Okay, make sure you have a place to set down the board once you take it out. Try and hold it by the edges if you can. So lift up and then pull it straight forward once the screws are in that larger area of the holes there. This is the board I'm getting ready to send out to the customer. I just replaced the capacitors so that it'll last a little bit better for him. The board he's sending me back, I'm going to repair and use as my new spare. So I'm just going to put this board in and test it before I send it out. You'll notice I'll put the large portion of the hole over the Phillips screws, and then it just kind of slides down into place, and then you tighten them up. Go ahead and snug up the Phillips screws. Sometimes the screws are important for grounding, so you don't want to leave them super loose, but just make them snug so that the board doesn't slide up and down. Doesn't have to be crazy tight. Next, we're going to plug the connectors back in, so refer to your picture if you need to, or you can follow along with me. So you're matching up kind of the size of the connectors, and you'll also notice that some of them are keyed. So what that means is, see how one hole is blocked off? That corresponds to the missing pin in the headers. And that just helps you line it up and keep you from plugging it in off by a pin or something like that. And then you also notice on these, there's what's called a locking ramp on this side. The locking ramp goes on the side with the white plastic piece. Okay, I think we're to the ribbon cables now. So remember, there's this long one that goes down to the display, so don't forget about that one. There's the red stripe that goes to pin 1, which is going to be on the left. I know the 1 is kind of hard to see, so that's a case where the picture might help you. If you see, oh, the red was on the left, that could help you in case you can't see the pin 1 marking. It's like one of my pins is just ever so slightly bent. If you do this, be careful, don't bend it super far, but you can bend it a little bit to straighten it out if you need to. Okay, and then with ribbon cables, always triple check that you didn't plug it in off by a row or something like that. So to do that, look close at each side and make sure there's no pins sticking out. If you accidentally plug it in off by a pin, sometimes you can blow fuses and have bad consequences. Sometimes you get lucky, but just double check and you'll be fine. As long as there's no pins sticking out, you should be good. So this one is red stripe goes on top for pin 1. There we go. This one, red stripe goes on top again. There we go. Okay, just take a look at it. Make sure it looks like all the connectors are seated and in the correct orientation. And now we're gonna power it up and see how well it works. Okay, here we go. I'm flipping the power switch. So far, so good. Okay, let's run a display test just to make sure. Also, I see on my phone, it might look a little bit flickery in the video, but in person, it's not flickering. All right, let's see. Let's use the menu. So this begins test, and then these navigate right and left, and then that's back. So I'm gonna hit the black button to enter the test. Same button again, right red button to go to tests, black button to enter, right red button to go over to display test, black button to enter. It will automatically run through the whole test. I get a little impatient, so I like to speed it up because it still works if you speed it up. So I'm gonna hold the right red button. It just makes it go faster. Looks like we're not missing any dots or lines. Nice, and that test at the end is important too. It goes through all the page tests. I could step through one by one with the red button if I want to. And at the end, look, it says RAM test okay. we were having an issue in this test with the customer, so that's the reason why we're swapping out this board. I believe his board might have a faulty RAM chip, so I'm gonna fix that. But to speed up the process, I'm just gonna send him this refurbished board to get him up and running. All right, I'm pretty happy with how this went. So I'm going to turn off the game. And yes, sometimes it makes funny noises and stuff, but nothing of concern at this moment.